Why is Leticia suing this dying child for $750,000? How pregnant is Brooke really? And is Millzy still in the doghouse? To answer this and many more questions, allow me to take us back to the beginning. Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time to warm our hands on the dumpster fire that is a show they call Life After Lockup. On today's show, Bianca's got a new man, Courtney's new man is an idiot.
Do you want to know the truth?
We meet the dying child who got ripped off by Leticia.
Fed up, Colleen sued for about $11,000 in small claims court.
Leticia sues the dying child for $750,000 for making her look bad.
Collier countersued for $750,000, claiming Colleen had defamed her.
Was Daniel's PO actually someone from the network stirring up some trouble? And how does Brooke's pregnancy news go down?
Yippee-ki-yay, we're gonna have a baby?
All this and more right here on the Lawd Lukan channel.
I'm doing no wrong.
Good day, bonsoir, ni hao to you. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people, and Bugatti toasters to the lords and ladies of the Lukan Manor. What is in a name, my dear viewer? The old spear shaker said that a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. But, it was a bit cringe like that. And what's that got to do with Lalu? Well, let's visit Brooke from the back end of nowhere. Well, Whitney, Texas to be precise. And it made me wonder if her parents had popped to the shops when they were trying to think of names. And her mum said, what should we call our little bundle of joy? And the dad said, I don't know, just name it after whatever you can see. So the choices were Walgreen or Brookshire. And the rest is history. I suppose it's a good thing they didn't live near Ding Dong. Or No Trees, which, does actually have trees. They could have also lived in Noodle, or Tarzan, that would be exciting. Or they could have gone for the procrastinator's favourite, Uncertain. But today you can call Brooke uncertain, as she's doing a bunch of pregnancy tests in her best plastic cups.
I have a few positive and a few negatives.
I'd say there was a shit ton of negatives regarding you two mass-producing disappointment, personally. But yeah, check those out. Is that more of a statement, though, about how reliable these things are? Or how her pregnancy is a firm maybe? Maybe his little swimmers had got to see their exes without telling her to. But it's not easy to have kids with a man who kicked you out of his mom's house.
A week ago, me and JK got in a big argument and he kicked me out of his mom's house.
Get the out of my house.
Yes, indeed, he's snaky in the grass Bonnie. May have slightly let it slip about how Brooke got fired.
Somebody who's lying about where she's at and what she's doing.
I mean, who saw that coming? The fact he'd also been lying about his whereabouts and seeing his ex, well, that means nothing now, because in JK's mind, she's leveled the honesty playing field. She's matched him blow for blow, she's titted his tats. And there was quite a bit of tits and tats flying everywhere.
I haven't talked to JK since he found out that I lost my job.
I guess this is from the part of the interview where her boobs tried to escape. This one's hanging loose, this one's off for a juice. See, I could do that all day. This one's flopping, this one's gone shopping. Anyway, you think someone would have politely tackled that subject with her? In my experience, ladies who might have visited my little studio in the past appreciated a little guidance. One time, at band camp, I had a model who, the person who helped her out was called the lip technician, or the fanny wrangler. If the model posed in such a way that her hoo-ha resembled rabbits', I just call out, fanny wrangler, and a little lesbian lady would pop out and tuck those bad boys back in. Good job. Anyway.
It was just a white lie about not being at work. It's not like I was out running the streets or at my ex's house.
Yeah, JK. Her lie was like innocent, or something. But, doesn't she live with Bonnie? Isn't that going to make it a wee bit awkward? Is that why we're currently in Brooke's mum's house? Has Bonnie taken over both her old flat and her old man? But here are the people I feel bad for. The badly named children. And I think they're taking it harder than Brooke, because they're not quite used to losing men quite as often as she does.
I know where it's at.
Where?
Texas.
See? Poor kid. They talked about how JK would text them, but because he's mad at Brooke, they're missing out. More promises are broken, more playtime is neglected. And more of the time she could be there sort of rebuilding their hopes and dreams, and mending their broken hearts, will be spent worrying about a guy who they know isn't loyal or committed to them.
Was that his exes?
Oh, exes. I
Probably.
thought he said in Texas.
And why does he know all the dirty details? Because adults have been making their stupid adult business their children's problems. They should have been told all the gritty parts about what bad behaviours he's got. Surely that conversation should be had in private. The mother needs to feel like she has her kids on her own side, so she makes sure they have enough details to ruin their perception of him. I bet she's not explained how she's now unemployed and now some stranger is living in their old place to them. So why go into so much detail when you're trying to assassinate someone that they love?
It breaks my heart because he promised that he would never abandon the kids.
So the lesson here for the kids is, you see that sadness you're feeling? It's because this woman can't protect your heart because she's too busy thinking with her vagina. F- for parenting. But she's not the only one, of course. The man who was crying to his father in last episode because he felt he wasn't there for him is now ghosting two small children because his girlie got fired and hid it from him. So what? Why be so butthurt that you'd let your kids suffer? Let's just set the standard quickly for what isn't a good reason to neglect a child. Well, on this handy neglect table, or the JK's a total bastard table, we see the JK column lists his Mrs. Big Deceptive. That's a good reason. But if we look at everybody else in the world column, I'll get back to you on that one.
He made all these promises to the boys and he's not keeping them. Really shows me what kind of person he is.
So Brooke comes clean about the dirty business going on in the bathroom. That maybe she shouldn't use those cups anymore. I know. And if ever a parent gets to wield the line, how could you be so fucking stupid? This is the time, isn't it?
Between you and JK, if you are pregnant, this kid ain't got a chance in hell.
And hang on a second, if she said she was a merchandiser at her mum's thrift store, but she's been sacked, and Rosie here didn't even know, she bloody owns the place, either Rosie's a bit blind to what's happening in her own store, or Brooke has, or had, a job she's not telling us about. So, she's lying to us now. What a scoundrel. I mean, lying to this dickhead is one thing, but you deceiving my beautiful people, well, that's just plain wrong. And the weird thing is that bizarrely she was being truthful to the one person that was dying to rat her out.
All she's done is lie. Well, I think he brings out the worst in her.
Did we hear her blaming JK for her daughter's actions there? Yes, he's a cheat and a liar and, mostly useless. But these were things she knew before time and was still willing to lay down with him. JK is not good, sure, but Brooke is as much to blame as he is. They've kind of manufactured it through their eye for an eye mentality.
I just didn't want to tell you because I knew this bull was gonna happen.
Bullshit? You mean your mum losing her mind because it's the most retarded life decision ever made? That bullshit, that's the one we mean, is it? So rather than face the person you know is totally right, you try to hide it like a guilty little puppy who pooed on a carpet.
I've already been listening to you bitch about everything else under the sun, so...
I am really actually speechless. So she can now give her mum shit because she pointed out where the whole thing was a dumpster fire. What? And somehow, now that's her mum's shortcoming as a mother.
I'm supposed to be able to just come talk to you about stuff like you're my mom.
Yeah.
I know. The denial and blame is strong with this one. So, Mom, with her no good advice as always, tells Brooke to keep it to herself until she has total proof via a blood test at the doctor's office. Now, Brooke thinks that's a great idea.
No, I'm gonna go to him and I'm gonna tell him, hey, this is what we've got, buddy.
Yes, indeedy. Rather than actually knowing, she's decided that it possibly maybe is as much of an excuse as she needs to go see JK and gaslight him. And maybe just check he's not up to no good.
Idiot, I swear.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry kids, you've come second to a man that the adults don't like. Which is probably hard to reconcile if you think you're less important than a person that's hated.
Where you going?
I gotta go talk to JK.
Anyway, this is quite possibly the most frustrating thing to watch. And those kids deserve a mother, not a fleeting burst of chaos. Right, let's go. I think my parking's about to run out soon anyway. And we've got a Scottsdale to get to. And this week, I've not got a silly comment to make about the similarities between Coraline and a cactus. So, she gets a call.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi there, I'm Lawd Lukan, some guy who makes videos for the YouTubes. Can you hear me okay? I'm across the puddle in England.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Has Daniel managed to have a word about that hair of yours?
No, he's not speaking to me, so I didn't know any of this.
Okay, cool. We found this thing called shampoo. Have you heard of it? Yeah, we thought maybe if you apply it to your scalp, it might make you less sort of, used looking. Have you and your hair fallen out?
We were completely fine.
I see, yeah. Well, the viewers and I have noticed that it could be a bit nicer. Has anyone ever mentioned it before?
It's just out of nowhere. It's just train wreck, so.
Okay, cool. So shampoo, yeah? Put it on your shopping list, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you go get that shit sorted, all right?
All right.
Cool. Okay, good talking to you.
You too, bye.
And straight after that amazing phone call, she immediately got a call from Dan's PO, apparently, who dropped the news that Dan wouldn't be coming back from court. Which is kind of good and bad news, isn't it? Depending on your angle. From Dan's point of view, he's not got her whining in his ear all night about whatever it was that meant something at that particular point in time. But Coraline's about to demonstrate a bit of drama by getting all upset. Sort of, kind of.
Please stop filming me. This is private, and I'm not trying to be rude to you. I know it's your job, but please...
Yeah, okay. Well, if I didn't want to be filmed, I wouldn't walk towards the crew saying, "Oh, please don't film me." As if a cameraman worth his salt would actually stop filming this little pouting episode. I imagine from her angle, the cameraman sort of looked a little bit like this. Do you know what really makes a cry storm off maneuver more convincing? If the person makes crying sounds and is actually doing a bit of crying.
Stop. I'm just over...
So she goes off on a whirlwind, moving the GoPros about. Oh, Dave's gonna have to set that up again now. She was quite gentle with the mic and battery though. Chucked it quite gently on the wall. If you're gonna chuck it, you may as well give it a bit of oomph. But for every mic drop moment, just think of the poor sound guy wincing in the boob. Yeah, you look cool dropping a mic or two, but Steven Sound doesn't think so, putting dents in his equipment. We'll find out something and something about stuff and mostly who cares later on. To cheer us up, I've booked us a little trip to Vegas. The heart of big signs, celebrity paying off massive debts, and gambling. One man is currently gambling his balls is Montana Mills, who is trying to postpone Juju's wedding so that he can spunk 100k on a terrible business idea. Check the link in the top for more details about that one.
Me investing and trying to create more opportunities to make money, I'd be able to give you $1 million wedding.
Blimey, wow, $1 million wedding now. Well, with the $300 realistic dollars that they'd actually earn in a month, it'd only take 3,333 months to make $1 million. And that's just a mere 277.83 years away in 2302. But luckily, Juju didn't come down in the latest shitstorm. And she certainly ended up buying the bullshit that Millzy is selling.
It's actually psychotic.
How are you missing that, Justine?
Because that's not even the truth, Mike. That's such a lie.
This is why we've kind of liked Juju all along, isn't it? She might be a bit reckless with her womb, but she'll tell Millzy that his stinking heap of ideas is a stinking smouldering heap of stupid ideas. That if she doesn't listen, she will throw some heavier blows instead.
Mama's boy.
I'm not a mama.
Yes, you are. Piece of...
Yeah, Juju, work the body, work the body.
I'm not chasing you.
I could watch her do this all day long. And he's got nothing. No fight, no retort. Like, says the girl who wishes she was a mummy's girl. But your mum is so sick of your shit that she doesn't care about your manufactured drama anymore. Yep, no, that sort of stuff. He just walks away to find where Juju threw his masculinity.
This outburst is just Justine's displaced anger.
At your displaced intelligence that thought this idea might fly. The thing about having a rant though, like Juju, is that sometimes the truth accidentally falls out and gives away your position.
I put up with everything. I put up with the family. I put up with the kids. I do the house.
She puts up with the kids. That's lovely, isn't it? Mother of the Year here tolerates them, apparently.
I do the house.
Well, she's doing the kids like she's doing the house. I think we're all in trouble.
I'm done here. I'm leaving. So do not follow me.
Next, we've got some Will and Courtney, and it appears that Courtney has been giving Will the silent treatment after he only sent her a few $100 and didn't go or simp over her like this Mark person did. Boo.
Courtney's excuse of not calling or texting me because she's been busy is the biggest load of I've ever heard in my life.
I'll tell you who else has been busy. Boo.
You're mad because somebody else is helping me, but you're not here to help me, so that's ironic.
Well, no, that wouldn't be ironic. If his name was Mr. Helpful and he didn't help, then, that would be ironic. This is what we call in the industry what you deserve. Here's one revelation from the segment. Turns out that Courtney now works as a mechanic of sorts. And because she used to flip cars, as she said, then that totally qualifies to be messing around under your hood, considering this is a person who didn't know what the flaps on an airplane were called.
Oh, it's a flap thing.
I wouldn't say engineering was a strong point. Will to will what will wills, or will lose the will to will. Or won't he? Well.
If Will don't send me any money, I know somebody else will.
And still she tries to pretend that there's nothing going on. Even when Will asks her directly, who is with you right now? She struggles to tell him that she's not by herself. Good job that Mark guy's not around. That would make it a bit awkward.
I'm by myself right now.
Doesn't matter who you're with. Just saying.
Now we're taking a short trip to see what the despicable scam artist and fraudster is up to. Now, if you didn't like her before, this part may just reinforce your ideas. So, she stands charged with stealing $8,788 from a person who was trying to pay their taxes. But what about if we happen across a news article from a couple of months ago that looks at her victims?
A Quad City single mother says she trusted the wrong person during one of the worst times in her life.
Now, here is the daughter in question, Talida. She has a rare form of terminal cancer, has multiple surgeries, and is now fed through a tube. Single mother, Colleen Miller, runs her own business, legit business, I might add, to try and look after herself and her dying child.
I didn't like seeing my mom going through so much.
She entrusted Leticia to pay the money she needed to the IRS, but instead she pocketed the money herself. So when Colleen was faced with crazy late charges, she figured it all out and tried to sue Leticia for $10,000.
Fed up, Colleen sued for about $11,000 in small claims court.
Leticia has now countersued for $750,000, claiming damages to her reputation.
Collier countersued for $750,000, claiming Colleen had defamed her.
Her reputation? Oh, right, okay, anyway. So not only did she rip these people off, which caused them extra debt, but she's also suing them for $750,000 in revenge. So you see this piece of shit here? I sure hope she sees this part.
No matter how much this cancer fights me, I'm gonna keep fighting back to be with my mom.
And from one scammer to another, we've got Bianca and Troy. Bianca is actually a friend of Leticia's, as she even follows her scam courtroom company. But she managed to kind of cover her embezzlement from Project Heal, so you could say that she's a smarter fraudster than Leticia. But still, her son's about, and it always makes it much more fun.
Oh, great heavens.
Hey, good man.
Mom, can you explain to your husband that I'm helping?
Wow.
See, he's great. He should be in it more. But that's enough fun. Let the bullshit begin.
I've started a business doing waxing and buffing the floors.
Which is bollocks because he spends half his life moaning about his boss and co-workers on Facebook. They're just fleecing some charity of God, probably. That's all they do, try and cash in on the low-hanging fruit so they can do as little work as possible.
We bless. We bless.
Nothing quite like the blessing of a profitable religion, though, is there, really? They act so pious and holy, but they have no awareness that they are totally pissing over their own covenants, worshipping cash and glorifying the sexuality of the body. Is that supposed to be like a bad thing, according to these people? Glory away, as far as I'm concerned. Knock yourself out.
I mean, he's not wrong.
But if you stand by one set of principles which you profit from, and then totally show another, then you are just a scammer, a pretender, and generally a bit of a shitty person. And now they're trying to tell us that Troy's floor cleaning job is responsible for this.
On our beautiful new lake house.
Those floor cleaners, they're doing very well these days, aren't they? You always see those janitors swanning off to their lakeside properties between term. Right, where's Karen? Let's get her in to mix it up a little bit, shall we? Bash a few gummies and tell us that she's going commando. I like Karen. She thought it's a right? Was it?
She's a psychopathic ass bitch.
She's cut off.
Cut off? What? She was the best thing about the story. You can't tell us she's cut off till we say she's cut off. Troy will go get her for us. Hey, Troy, go and have a totally not scheduled phone call with Karen.
Hey, Troy, what you doing?
Not rolling a fat one on TV right now, Mum. Yeah, what about you?
Troy, I just need to talk to you just about something. This is private.
Listen, I don't got time for this. Don't call me.
You know, sometimes if you want to know how to conduct yourself as a family and truly appreciate those around you, you don't look to parents, you look to children. Because that innocent state of being will always reflect that which is most pure and simple. It's just that sometimes we forget to look.
I always wanted a big brother.
I interrupt that lovely moment to bring you the horror, which is Bianca and Daniel section. After Coraline blew up because she thought a man wasn't coming back from jail, she speaks to Daniel on the phone.
You sound like you got arrested in bitch face right now.
Yeah, she does, we can see it. You probably want to stay wherever it is that you are right now. So, the upshot is that Daniel had decided to stay at a hotel overnight because he's scared of driving home, apparently.
It's a long drive home, you know, and just got a little late and I get nervous driving at night, so I decided to stay for it.
Sure, all right then. I wonder if this is where he's paying this young lady a visit, or where he gets his scribbly white line out for that other woman. Well, we do know that this is the bit where she lies.
I guess he's telling his parole officer that I'm the problem, and he just needs to be away from me.
And why would she think that? Well, in a recent Facebook post, she blames it squarely on Daniel. The PO said that he, Daniel, had been telling her that they were fighting. What? So Daniel told on himself to his PO, making his situation untenable. Really? Let's just grab a little hang on a second as we rerun the Coraline, happily telling the PO all about it.
Like, we were completely fine. And then it's just out of nowhere, it's just like train wreck.
Because she felt that the PO, of all people, was the person to whine and try to get attention and sympathy from. She goes on to say, "We've been broken up for a year and I have a new boyfriend as of the last 6 months. LMFAO, light my fucking ass on fire. Oh, which poor SOB has that unenviable task?" But then K.A. Johnson said, he, so kind of, needs to leave this dumber than a rock nutcase. Good job, Johnson. But to show how tone deaf and narcissistic Coraline is, she thought the commenter was talking about Daniel. Don't worry, I broke up with him. Just keep watching. Yeah. No, he was telling the fitness woman about how difficult you were to live with. It was you that told the PO. Do I need to rerun that clip again? But it doesn't matter what we think, of course, because in Coraline's world...
I'm doing no wrong.
But what if Coraline isn't half of the problem? What if Daniel's PO isn't actually Daniel's PO? What if it was just another woman who was just assisting Daniel's escape? What if the PO was one of those shady people from the network? Like the mystery woman who turned up in Amani's DMs? Or the mystery woman who contacted Ashley? That would certainly explain why Daniel didn't know his PO had called Coraline.
Why are you telling your parole officer our business and like our life and our problems? And then it's just out of nowhere, it's just like train wreck.
Because why would a PO call your girlfriend to let them know you're staying in a hotel? It's not their job to organise your social calendar. If an ex-con asked a PO to call their girlfriend to tell them where they were staying that night, they'd tell you to call them yourself. Do you think they're your secretary or something? Plus the fact that the call just happened to come in perfect time when they were filming that part. That was convenient. And then Daniel told Coraline himself, like she didn't already know. Very strange. But whatever the case, I'm smelling some creative license going on here.
I just want to sleep.
Back to Scammer of the Year and terminally ill child suing fraudster, Leticia. Now, I wasn't even going to bother talking about her again, unless I needed to report that she'd been thrown somewhere cold and unfriendly. And I'm not talking about Coraline's underwear, but I thought it might be worth watching her ruin another child's life. She's in the kitchen with one of her own daughters who's excited to see her dad come home. Well, it's not really her dad. Keith has 3 other kids from other relationships.
I'm super excited for my dad to come home.
Oh God, she's not been told at all, has she? Leticia has let this poor child believe their father is coming home and has totally forgotten to mention that he's not really even slightly related to her. And then I just melted when she said,
So he's like her stepdad or something?
Yeah.
And he's my real dad.
and yes, maybe she should have realised that Keith's been away for 11 years and she's only 7 years old. But you wouldn't think that if you're 7. You've got these things who are adults and they're supposed to be trusted to make you not feel bad.
He's not your biological dad, but yeah, he is the man that takes care of you and loves you dearly.
He's not my biological dad.
And it's not even like she told her in a compassionate and sensitive way. She was like, yeah, so your dad's not your real dad. He's just some guy I fancy from the interwebs. Could you pass the flower, please?
I thought he was my biological dad.
Not your biological dad.
Yeah, don't worry about talking her through the ideas and answering any questions she might have. You just keep making that cake, which incidentally contains vanilla abstract.
The vanilla abstract.
Very postmodern cake you must be making there. So that was it. That was the whole explanation that child got. Sorry he's not your dad. Good job. Baking a cake, though, looked like raising a child. If you get the ingredients right in the beginning, it'll save you the troubles at the end. And some people are as good at baking as they are at raising children.
Oh my God, I'm messing up this whole recipe.
Back in Las Vegas. Ooh, look, it's a night scene this time, which is kind of silly because it's clearly daytime on the location. Anyway, Mama's boy Millzy is still all butthurt about being called a Mama's boy, so he's gone to tell his mum about it.
Justine upset me. She called me a mama's boy, and I don't want to argue.
Blimey, what's the head there, Millzy? Just grab the kid by the face and reposition it. Nah, it'll be fine. Does anyone like their kids in this show? In this episode, we're watching all the cast demonstrate how little they care for their own children. And in Leticia's case, how little she cares about other people's children too.
Michael and Justine relationship is like a roller coaster.
Yeah, you better be laughing at your mother's jokes. You better be laughing, Millzy, or she won't read you a good night story.
And by the way, my son is a mama's boy. He is. Everybody knows that.
Montana Mills, ladies and gentlemen, hard man of rap, poisoner of the streets, and proper soft-ass mummy's boy of the apron string. What is with rappers and their mums? Anyway, we get a masterclass in how to make your man apologise by Juju. She slinks in without a word, and the nightie does all the talking for her.
Last night.
Come on, Millzy, you prawn. She floats in wearing a nightie to show him what he's been missing. Happens to need to bend down right in front of him just there. Very important, whatever that was. And he melts straight away. He was all, yeah, postpone it 2 minutes ago. One bum in the air later and he's like putty.
You missed me last night?
I did.
But who cares about that? We want to watch Juju assassinate his character a bit more.
You're gonna roll over, do what you do, we're done talking, and make sure that the conversation and everything is in your control. I know what you're gonna do.
She is good at this, though, isn't she?
So it's better that you fluffed your pillow down here.
What did he do on the sofa? Naughty boy. Over in Syracuse, it's more of Lawd and Troy on the menu. And Troy is here filming himself while the film crew film him filming himself. Genius. And to mix it up a bit, Troy has decided to put his decision-making skills into action. His brother Vaughn is in trouble in Buffalo, the place, not, the animal. And his sister has asked him to go there to help. You're calling Troy. I mean, you've got to be desperate if he's the man you're calling, right? But anyway, it's only Christmas-ish, and he's managed not to even mention it to Zerberber.
Why do you have your bags?
So, he explains his amazing plan. He'll be gone for a couple of days because the family needs him. For what exactly? I don't really know. Proper door open, maybe? And how does she react?
All right, Troy.
Oh, okay. Looks like we've got away with that one, guys. She seemed okay about it. I thought she'd be bitter and unmanageable about it. Well, that's cool. That means he can sit down and eat his breakfast without too much stress.
And food good.
Choke on it, then.
Excuse me?
Just stop talking.
Totally not bitter at all.
I said what I said.
I'd rather be famous instead.
And you're walking out, as always, running away.
Well, he's not exactly running, is he?
Walking.
That's better. Let's get the last bit of Brooke and JK, shall we? Brooke's turned up at JK's mom's house to drop the bad news on him. So now he has to drop that pile of joy on his parents. And imagine how pleased they were.
She took some pregnancy tests.
Oh, Jesus. Help me, Lord.
I know. But Brooke is confused. I mean, why isn't everybody cartwheeling across the floor and letting off those poppy things? Surely they should all be pleased about it, right?
I know I'm a damn good mother, so what's the problem?
Oh, you are you? Was that disappointed man an indication of how wonderful you are, is it? Those poor kids probably have separation anxiety, which of course leads to low self-esteem and a bunch of fun psychoses. So, yeah, good job you. I quite like the difference between how JK's mum handles it and his stepdad.
I told you, don't get her pregnant right away.
His mum does the gently approach, which, let's face it, is probably one of the reasons he's in this situation. And the stepdad...
You don't listen! I've told you numerous times, don't get the girl pregnant, can't afford it!
Yeah, that's how you do it. Blast his ass. But Big John tries to calm him down.
Calm down.
Oh, watch the old hands there.
Calm down.
But you gotta like JK's stepdad, even if it's just because he's giving JK the stern, what the fuck are you doing kind of response, rather than the old let me grab the cotton wool response. And it's fun to watch him work.
Maybe he'll get a friggin' brain cell. I ain't got time for this crap.
Well, that one.
Good job. Last stop of the day is with Will and Courtney. And when we saw them a moment ago, slimy, snaky, simpy sugar daddy Mark, boo, was trying to make a problem.
I'm by myself right now.
Doesn't matter who you're with.
But did he hear him? Is he as green as he is cabbage looking?
I just heard someone, so you're with somebody.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that that moment of contemplation led him to find his balls and is not afraid to use them.
Here's the thing. You're not a wife. You're not a wife, and we're breaking up. That's it. No, I don't care. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't care. Hang up.
Yeah, go on, Will. Tell Mark he's a while you're there. Slimy, snaky, but let me tell him. I'll let him know what kind of a low-down, backstabby, simpy, incel motherfucker this guy is. He can't get his own woman, so he has to pay some young woman to pretend like she likes him long enough to give her a bitter and disinterested handjob.
Have you and Courtney been intimate?
Do you want to know the truth or not the truth? I can't say that there hasn't been a couple hot moments, We've had our fun.
So, while Will ceremoniously removes the images from the mirror frame and sends them to the trash where she belongs, nasty, dirty, filthy Mark, boo, sees his disgusting way to try and cringe Courtney into submission.
You're more of a woman than I could possibly ever imagine.
But does that slimebag win? Does he get Will's woman? Well, he does, just as long as he's paying. And for all his posturing and snaky activity, he's no closer than he was before.
Yeah, it can never happen. So.
And that, mon petit pois, is the end of today's show. Thank you in huge amounts for watching and for all your support for my little channel. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. If you like what I do, then do please like, subscribe, and try one of these little beauties. So until we meet again, stay beautiful, love to my three, and you take care of yourself.